Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from my side. So, this is Professor Dr. Huma Shah in front of you all, and welcome to the World Eye Club. So, again, ladies and gentlemen, and our very own good friends, we are gathered here together for the global development. Yes, and it's an honor to welcome you to this gathering focused specifically on SDG 17, which we are going to discuss on the partnership for the goals. So, in a world where challenges transit borders and require the collective actions, SDG 17 embodies the spirit of collaboration and mutual support. Today, we come together to forge a stronger partnership, leverage our diverse expertise, and accelerate the progress towards achieving the goals. Yes, sustainable development goals. Through partnerships, we can do multiple things. Like we can harness the power of global corporations, drive the innovation, and ensure that no one is left behind, which is a very crucial point in this era. So let us work together, share our knowledge, and empower each other to create more just equitable and sustainable world for all. To do this, it is our distinct pleasure to welcome our esteemed guest speaker, Matt Allen from England, a true visionary and leader in his field, approximately you all know very well. And as the founder of the Kudus Miracle, Matt has pioneered innovative approaches to the social benefit networks and allowing his expertise in the market research, marketing, advertising, and operational development. Isn't it interesting? So, with a remarkable track record as an international host and a speaker as well, Matt's bring a wealth of knowledge and experience to share with us today. And we are highly privileged and honored to have him with us. And I have no doubt that his insights will definitely going to inspire and enlighten us all. So please join me in warmly welcoming Matt Allen. Hello, good evening from Pakistan. How are you?
I am very good and especially well to be here with you, Huma. It is an absolute pleasure once again to share a stage and some love and some knowledge and wisdom with you.
Wow, that's really fantastic. And I'm highly looking forward to hear your insights regarding SDG 17 because it's a very important and keen topic to discuss on the partnerships and the goals especially. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to please share this stage to share your insights on SDG 17 to talk about something and then we will continue the discussion on it.
Sure. So first of all, I would like to say hello to everybody. Welcome from wherever everybody is in the world. It is a pleasure to be able to share and speak with you and potentially learn from you as well if you'd like to put some comments in the notes below. So I'm here because I am a human being, just like the rest of everybody who's taking part or listening or watching, whatever it might be. As a human being, I have friends, family, loved ones, community, and I'm part of this world that we live in. And isn't that what the SDGs are all about? It's about each and every one of us and benefiting us and our friends and our families and our communities and the world that we live in, so that then the world can truly be a better place. And if that is true, that we are all part of what we hope to achieve, isn't it important that we partner together, that we hold out our hands to welcome each other, no matter where we are from, because we have so much more in common than our differences, no matter where we are in the world or our backgrounds or whatever that might be. And so SDG 17 for me is very important to establish community, to establish partnerships, to establish collaborations or business opportunities that will benefit the world in general, our communities, our families, our friends, our loved ones, men, women, children, all of us, because that is what we all need, is to work together for a better world, for a better environment for our children and ourselves currently, but into the future, so that then well past 2030, we can truly have a world that will benefit us all in so many ways that we can't imagine, that are not even represented by the SDGs, because they do not cover enough of what we can benefit and bring to the world when we work together. So that is where we come from. Kudos Miracles about how to work together, how to collaborate, how to form partnerships, many of which are taking place even as we speak. In fact, Huma and I are very experienced in some of the collaborations and the partnerships that take place betwixt us all. I hope that helps.
Yeah, that's nice. I have some questions related to SDG 17, and I would like to know, Matt, if you can put your insight regarding this thing. In your perspective, because it's time to take an action, what is our main mission is exactly that we have to stop talking, we have to stop doing discussion, and it's the time to take an implementation. So, in your perspective, how can government, businesses, and civil society as well, civil society organizations collaborate effectively to achieve this specific goal?
So for me, the opportunity lies very much in front of us currently. You where you are, I where I am, we experience life on a day-to-day basis, the same as everybody in the world. And what we experience is the problems that we all face, and sometimes the solution that people have, whether that be businesses that come up with solutions, or NGOs, or even governments or other institutions that can come up with the solutions to the problems that we have. And by collaborating together, by understanding what the problems are, but dwelling more on, then we can find the way forwards. We can collaborate, we can realize what it is that is the solution to people's problems, and work on those solutions to provide them in an equitable way, a way that benefits all of us. And by doing that, by seizing an opportunity that does benefit more people, not just a few people at the top of society or the top of a business or those at the very higher echelons of society or government, by working together to provide more for everybody in a way that operates to sustain our planet, our people, all of us. By doing that together, by taking action, by understanding what the solutions are, realizing those, and taking the opportunity to action them, working together and working hard, that is the only way that we can turn our problems into solutions. And one of the things that I quite often talk about is how people are the solution, because we are all miracles, right? And that very much is the case, whether it be our individual responsibility to recycle plastic bags or to use paper bags instead, through to understanding how much damage those plastic bags might do into our seas or oceans, through to great minds that have perhaps understood how to change plastic into electricity to benefit us in different ways. And there are so many things that we can find as solutions rather than dwelling upon problems. And when we act upon the solutions and make those things real and find the benefits to people, then people will want to take advantage of those solutions, not just because they are a solution to their problem, but because they are a solution to the bigger problems in our world. And by joining our hands together as individuals into a community, into a family, into a world that really wants to move forwards, which I very much believe almost everybody on the face of this planet now needs to have some change in their lives, even if it is just that they see some of the problems that affect their loved ones, their neighbors, their people in their cities or their countries as they drive around or travel around. We all need change, And that comes about not just from talking or discussing what the problem is, but identifying a solution and taking action to make that happen by collaborating together.
But what about mobilizing the resources? In your perspective, that which type of role can partnerships play in mobilizing the resources and expertise?
Sure. So everybody has their role to play in a societal change, in changing the world. If we are not changing the world by everybody changing the world, then truly we are not changing the world in a very philosophical approach to that. But fundamentally, we are all individual. We all hold our own individual traits, our own abilities, our own expertise, our own resources that we can help and contribute towards solving the problems. For example, I know some of the solutions to some of the biggest problems. I understand how to make those solutions happen. But I very much need partners. I very much need team and my family to support me to make those things happen. I need resources such as the ability to move around the planet. I need resources in the sense of investment. I need resources in the sense of my family and team, like I said, that we can deploy those solutions and make them happen and make them appealing to other people all around the world, so that then they want to take advantage of whatever those solutions might be. Really, it's about understanding that we all have a part to play and facilitating that into action. Whatever it is that people are able to do, now is the time to do that, whether that be they have money to invest, whether that be that they have skills that they can use, whether that be that they have time to spend to help make things happen. Whatever it might be, whatever their interest is, we need to motivate that and change that from just discussing what the problems are and hoping that in the future they will get better, and find real solutions and find a way to contribute to that together. And maybe one of those contributions would be somebody like, for instance, my chief of staff, who finds ways for people on my team to collaborate together within the team to make the solutions happen. And maybe we need some people to do that on a bigger scale. Maybe we need different people to do different things. Maybe we need innovators or entrepreneurs to come up with the solutions and deploy them in a way that is satisfactory and exemplary to the world, so that then people want to use those solutions. Because what's happening at the moment, it's not solving the problems. In fact, the problems are getting worse, as we all experience. So let's find out and figure out what we can do to contribute. And by contributing, by taking effort and action, we can really make a change. And it doesn't have to be and give your soul or spend every penny that you have to make a difference. It's just what you can do. But do something. Don't just sit around talking.
Yeah, I concur definitely. Because now my question is related to the technology, what you have described, that how can technology and innovation facilitate these partnerships and collaboration for
Sure.
specifically when we talk about SDGs?
Specifically when we talk about, sorry?
SDGs, our
SDG.
goals. Yeah.
So, for example, one of the things that we are interested in Q Does Miracles is roads and plastic. So we have a innovative approach to being able to change the way that roads are built that would facilitate, number one, more food for people in the world. Number two, less pollution in the world. Number three, some of the pollution that is currently in the world, in our waters, to be taken from the water and to be implemented into road systems. We have a number of different technologies ranging from that roads from plastic idea through to changing the way that big business is done in the sense of blockchains and cryptocurrencies and such like, and changing the way that technology is used to benefit people and to incorporate people, not by generating more AI, but by using people's abilities and intelligence and their very uniqueness to come together with technology to build a better future together as part of our future, to be a future of humans, not a future of AI that decides what humans should be or do. By working together, by collaborating, by bringing in partnerships from different parts of the world. As you know, Huma, I have a lot of connections in Africa, some in Asia, some in different places. And all of those places, all of those people want to see change. All of those people want to collaborate and do something to work together to make a result happen that is really beneficial to people. And the most important way to help things benefit people is to make sure that people are included and to make sure that they are part of the solution, because that is really providing an answer to their problems rather than just making money from those problems.
Yeah, thank you so very much for your brief answer. But here with another question arising from your answer, it's about partnerships in local societies as well. Because it's not necessary that every person has an ability to do the global partnerships. Some of
Yeah,
the people like to work in their communities under their societies as well, and there is a lack of local partnerships contributions as well. So how can the local partnership can contribute to achieving national and global SDGs target as well? In your perspective, what should be the solution for this lacking purposes?
so it's not very easy to determine what an exact solution should be. We're talking about very micro solutions to macro problems. We're talking about a solution to solve the biggest problems in the world. And we're talking about how to do that on a very micro level, like not undervaluing that micro level, just prospectively. So one of the things that people can do is to, number one, use their shopping power, their feet, make a choice as to what they select, what they choose to do. For instance, you and I recently talked about plastic bags and paper bags, and that was part of the reason why I mentioned that earlier, is that people can truly choose how they live their lives. They can truly choose what their options are and evaluate them, not just on which is the cheapest, which is going to make me happiest, but which is going to have the biggest impact for our future. Because short-term wins are not necessarily long-term goals. This is what the SDGs are long-term goals, except we need some of those goals to be achieved very immediately. So by operating together, by considering more about other people, not just ourselves, by putting out our hands to our friends, our neighbors, and our families and saying to them, look, I've discovered this, and this is a wonderful thing. Why don't we all try and do that? Or, for instance, something that I know that you do, Huma, where you go out into the community and you help the youngsters of the community by doing wonderful things. And by more people taking action and being part of the change on a local level, that is how we will affect change on a global scale. By selecting leaders, for example, who want to make real positive change in our communities and to our societies and the economy, so that then we're not propaganda or making war with whoever it might be in the world, but instead we are figuring out how to have peace in the world, how to achieve something great for the optimism of a future tomorrow, not concern of our safety for today. By making choice, the right choice, by having choice, by selecting the thing that is best for us all. That is the way that we can all contribute. And that is the way that we can change the world, really, by making choices that really do matter. By selecting leaders, for example, like I said a moment ago, that really care about what happens to the future of our societies that want to spend money not on killing people, but instead enabling people to live better lives and have a planet that is not being torn apart by war, for example, but instead is measured by peace and the prosperity that that can give to people, not just financially, but in the wealth of people that would still be alive if they were not giving of just their money, but also their blood and their children in the face of those wars that nobody really wants, other than just a few rich people who get more rich. I believe very much that by putting things you can truly come to work and have the ability to get decent entertainment about work, to work together rather than to find ways to kill each other. That's what we're trying to establish, isn't it?
Yeah, very well addressed. Very well addressed. But what about the youngster? When we talk about the young age, the new generations, and especially the upcoming generations, so how can the young people, be empowered to participate in to lead partnerships for sustainable development, especially when we want to change in their communities as well?
So again, something that we've spoken about very recently, in fact, just in the green room before we came to this, and a couple of days ago with my team member, Marty Smith, through education, through entrepreneurialism, let's call that kidpreneurs or childpreneurs, children that are interested in changing their local community, their school, their environment that they live within. They see an opportunity, a problem that they can solve, that they want to be part of the solution to. And by enabling them, by giving them tools, by giving them a diploma course in education for entrepreneurialism or innovation or leadership, or giving them an opportunity that when they finish university, for example, or at a polytechnic, and they end up with a business, they end up with a community that wants to support them with that business, an opportunity to be part of something bigger, because we all are part of something bigger. We are all part and parcel of our very future. And if we do not invest the right education, the right facilities into our children to be enabling them to really come up with the solutions. I've said before that I come up with solutions to the biggest problems. But the biggest solution that I can do is to enable youngsters to be able to come up with their own amazing ideas that are well beyond what anything that I could ever imagine. And that for me is the most exciting thing, is to think about a world that is filled with youngsters that really have the opportunity to not be affected by pollution, to not be affected by illness, to not be affected by war, to not be affected by poverty, and as a result enable them to drive true change into the future that will never change back. Because once that we realize that true change is possible, that really enabling people to have prosperity and peace and hope and love, by enabling those things truly, with the goal of actually making that reality. Imagine what is possible in the future. Imagine all the things that are holding each and every child back in school, in their homes, in communities, and not just the children, but the adults that they grow up to become. Imagine if when we were young and we dreamt about whatever it was that we dreamt the world to be, if the world was truly like that. And that was a place that our future generations were going to grow into and make even better than we can ever imagine. Isn't that miraculous?
Exactly. Thank you so very much. That was wonderful, and you have addressed very well. To sum up and in conclusions, as we wrap up this discussion on SDG 17, in my perspective, that we should remember the power of partnerships in driving sustainable developments as well. We can explore the innovative approaches and we can share the experiences as well. We can highlight the importance of collaboration. but only if you really wanted to do something. Only discussion, watching the videos, scrolling down your screens are not more than enough to achieve your goal. Okay? It's trying to move forward. It's trying to continue to build your own bridges. It's trying to foster your dialogues, and it's trying to collect your all the strength. Okay, because together we can accelerate the progress towards the SDGs, not specifically and particularly on SDGs, towards your health, towards your physical health, emotional health, mental health, as well as your own soul as well. Okay, so together we can create a just more equitable and sustainable world. So Matt, would you please like to share any, although your whole talk was completely inspiring and motivational, but still if you want to sum up your discussion with one or two lines, so it will be grateful for us.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to say that I concur with everything that you just said. And then secondly, I would like to say that we are fast approaching 2030, the time for the SDGs to take place. But I would urge people that we need change now. We need action now. We do not need to wait another 5 years to finish instigating things. What we need to do is we need to start making change in the world. We need to get on that horse and ride it at full speed. We need to challenge ourselves to realize that the world will only change by us changing it, not by us talking about it, not by us sitting around and, like Huma said, to scroll through the comments or have a watch of a video. We all need to do those things. Sure, we need education, and that is very important and primary to some of the SDGs being achieved. But what we also need to do is to take that education, to take that knowledge, to take our experience, to take our skills, to take our resources that we do have, and to pull them together to make real change happen, to make that future that is so describable as miraculous, and make it mundane. Because miracles, once that they happen, can become life. And as it becomes life, it is less miraculous and more just the way that we are. And isn't that a wonderful thing that we should be having, is a life where we can all get together, we can all share a smile, share a love, share a planet that really cares about us and we really care about it. So let's make change. Let's take action. Let's step up to the plate and stop holding back. Let's realize that we have a responsibility to ourselves, to our loved ones, to our family, our friends, our community, and the world. And let's live up to what is expected of us.
Thank you. Thank you so very much for your valuable contribution. It really means a lot to me as well and for the audience as well. Um, So yeah, that's not the end. We will catch you soon again for the another program as well with another SDGs as well. So let us stay committed, inspired, and connected as we work together for a brighter future. And until then, take care. Much love to you as well. And thank you so much, Matt, once again for your valuable insights and very well addressed, very well talked. And you put in an exact and true example that how can we take an action rather than giving and discussing on the several topics. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Okay.
And thank you for the opportunity to speak and address your audience. I thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much, all of you. Now, see you tomorrow with another SDG program. Until then, take care. Bye.